Are you having clearance issues between your Mopar flex plate and your starter motor? Well, in this episode of Carnage, we're going to show you how to solve that problem once and for all. Hey guys, so I am back and we're back on Dad's Ute. You may wonder, where did you go? Well, I went on holidays for 2 weeks. It was kind of, work said you have too many holidays, and last year they made me book a bunch. Well, just so happened that 2 weeks of those holidays fell in the last 2 weeks. So, sat at home playing PlayStation for 2 weeks. I can live with that. But anyway, we're back. It also gave a chance for all those parts that I've ordered to show up as well. So I got a whole bunch of stuff come from the States, some stuff locally as well. So, you know, as you may know, the Australian postal system is under some severe pressure at the moment and everything is taking ages to arrive. Although I was a little bit annoyed by the fact that my stuff from the States took 3 days to arrive in the country and then 10 days to arrive at my house. Yeah, anyway, we got a big long list. We're going to work it. You may have noticed I've had a haircut. I was going to go the mullet route for some Summernats, but yeah, it was just getting hot and messy and I didn't like it. So no mullet for Scotty. Anyway, we have a list. I'm going to work the list. There's so much on this list that has to be done. And one of the things I ordered and has arrived is the fan belt. Yep, there's not much to it. No serpentine belts with this bad boy, just plain old fan belt. And all it has to do is run the water pump and alternator. What I do love about this is it's so easy to adjust. Just wind this out. Yep. So that feels tight enough. We'll tighten those nuts up in a sec. But yeah, we have a fan belt. Another thing we can cross off the list. Done. Okay. So let's go have a look at some of this stuff that showed up over the last 2 weeks. Right, so we've got some goodies here. First one is this cool little unit from Davies Craig. It's basically a fan switch, but it's kind of, Matt, our video guy, put me onto these. Basically, it's an all-in-one unit of relays. I'll have to unwrap that, but basically it's your relays already set up, pre-wired. You just got to hook up power to it and go, and it'll control your thermo fans. Pretty handy little unit, to be honest. So most of the wiring's already done for you. You just got to hook up your basic wires. This also comes with a little thermo switch. So thermo switch into the manifold, and yeah, I think that will be awesome. Right, so we've got that. Then we've got our stuff from the States. A couple little gauges, just some autometer style gauges, just oil and water temp. All right, so we can keep an eye on those things. They're pretty much the most important parts of the engine. And the starter, the mythical starter that works with our flex plate. I haven't tested it yet, so I'm assuming it will work. But the most important part of this starter is this cutout section here, and that's where the flex plate goes in. So all our other starters have a full ring there, and therefore the flex plate goes clonk and stops. So this has that clearance there for our flex plate to go through there. It is a problem. It's a massive problem, unfortunately. So it's a Mopar starter, but yeah, a lot of the aftermarket flex plates have this problem. B&M no longer make the small flex plate, for the 904s. Everything's sort of double drilled for 727 and 904, and they have slightly wider patterns, and everything's double drilled, as I said. So it's a problem that people are finding more and more. I did a little research on some of the Mopar forums, and it's a question that's come up a lot, you know. Oh, my flex plate, and everyone's gone, you got the wrong flex plate. Well, there are no other flex plates anymore, so you got to use the right starter. And then I also got, if it would come out of the box, an air cleaner. And you may say, you've already got an air cleaner, and you're right, we do already have an Edelbrock air cleaner. All right, and that one's just a chrome one, where our other one is a very nice, let's move all this stuff over here. We have this very nice alloy unit. And what I'm going to do is do a bit of mix and matching. I want our cast alloy unit for the top, but the problem is the base is kind of flat, which means the air cleaner is too high. What I'm hoping is I can use this drop base. Let's get there. Right. So this is a drop base. So what I'm hoping is we can go that on that, like so, and it's going to sit so much lower. Let's go sit it on a carby. Alright, just got to get that in the ring. Why is it being a problem? Come on, get in there. Make sure it's all. And that will go on there. Kind of like so. Alrighty. Just realised I've got a rag under the carby. Oh. There we go. Right, I think that should get us under the bonnet. I'm hoping anyway. The bonnet curves. So, I'll get a tape measure out and I'll just check that that has actually changed the height. So that says about 238 mil. All right, let's try the other one. Oh, it's definitely higher than it was. So we've definitely brought it down, but not by much. Yeah, it's not much there. It's like, I was kind of hoping it'd come down more than that. I think we've only brought it down like 5 mil, but 5 mil might make all the difference. That's annoying. I'm sure it said it was going to drop it more than that, but anyway, I guess we'll see. Trial and error. Anyway, let's work that list. So, time for the starter motor test. So it's just one of those little Mopar mini starters. It's pretty simple. Easy to wire up and very compact. Just loosely hold this up. So obviously I didn't just order parts for this. Also ordered some stuff for Supermang because we're going to make some changes there. Decided, you know, given that we can't go racing at the moment because of lockdowns, yes, the evil L word, that we're going to make some changes before we take to the track. So it is all ready to go racing when we're let out of our cage. Yeah, it's still too close. It's in there, but it's going to hit. So, it seems our fancy new starter isn't going to fit either because, well, because this flex plate is actually larger than this flex plate, it seems. Yes, it's crazy. I'm going to have to put this one back on it. It means the box has to come out again. And look, a few people have commented that I should just put a standard flex plate in there. Sure, it's an option, but they do break when you start putting power through these things. And at 400 horsepower, we have definitely broken them in the past. So at less than 400 horsepower. So I don't want to put a stock one back in it, and I don't have one, so I'd have to go source one, which I have sources where I could get them, but not everyone has sources. Most people these days are going to go to the net and buy a new one. So I'm trying to show you guys there's a solution that will work if you use the right combination of parts, because yes, I've had some very nice people contact me and say, oh, we can machine this down, or we can, you know, machine that down or something, but not everyone has those resources. If you're in a, you know, garage in the back of Mildura or somewhere like that, or Broken Hill, you want parts that are going to fit together the first time. You don't have access to, you know, Joe Blow down the road who's got a lathe and, you know, all the fancy equipment. So what we're going to do is pull the box out again, and I'm going to compare the two flex plates, and I guarantee you that one is wider point to point than this one. You can see it with the bolt holes. So you've got the outside bolt hole here and the edge of the material there, and there's a lot more material outside the bolt hole on that flex plate than there is on this flex plate. So, and we are so close. There's millimeters in this. I guarantee you that's what it is. It's those couple millimeters extra material on the outsides of these wings that are causing a problem. But, you know, it kind of fits right into that cutout area. Wow, what a ball ache. I know someone out there, or many of you out there, are laughing right now. This is what happens when you're building cars. It happens to everyone. Not everyone will talk about it. We like to talk about it because it helps you guys out there. If we can tell you that using this flex plate with that starter motor will get you out of trouble, then we don't mind going through a little bit of pain for that. So anyway, let's stop talking about it. Let's just whip this box out and get it done. A lot of people are commenting on these bolts. Yes, they're Bunnings bolts. Yes, I don't care because they're just there to hold it in place at the moment. These are not going to be in there full time. They're just in there so we can basically get it together. And then once we're free, we can go down the bolt shop and get the right bolts. How many times have we done this now? Feels like about 10. Okay, Illuminati confirmed. Yep, it is definitely bigger by a good at least 3, maybe even 4 mil either side. So by using the disc means it'll fit. This doesn't fit. Don't you love old cars? Or just cars in general. They will all try to bite you. But anyway, I guess we'll mark that one as 727 only. And this one we'll use. Stronger anyway. So while we're here, we'll also look at our starter motors. So here's the starter motor off Mr. Dodgy. So it's a aftermarket CVR one. And there's our Mopar mini starter. And you can see this is the area that interferes if you try and use this starter. So we're using this Mopar starter, has the cutout, and now because we're using the disc will sit in there kind of like that and shouldn't interfere. So we'll have to get that back up on there, and it should work fine. It will work fine. It will work fine. Right, line them up first time. Okay, and we're done. Again, feels like deja vu. All right, box back in the car. Getting quite good at this. Now you can see why I left the pipes loose. Oh man. Because when the pipes are tight, you can't slip the box in between them. Gotta say, I'd hate to be that guy, and I used to be that guy, laying on his back in a dirt floor shed, doing this half a dozen times because it didn't work. See, we go through the pain for you. But thankfully, having these hoists and all this good gear from Hare and Forbes means we can whip it in and out pretty quick. But yeah, for those of you guys still working on the floor, trolley jacks and jack stands, I do feel for you, because it does suck. Get our starter. And we've got millimeters of clearance. Yeah, it fits. That's all that counts. Yep. So tight. That's all right. It works. So we have finally resolved our issue. Yes, it's close, but close is fine. Ah, what a bit of a ball ache. But yes, we could have put a stock flex plate in there, would have been fine. Maybe, until we broke it. And then, you know, yes, we could have machined that disc down a little bit smaller, so because we're only using the inner holes anyway. Again, that would have worked, but it's not a solution for, you know, someone working out the back of Whoop Whoop. So what we have found is a solution. Use the Mopar Mini Starter, use the disc style flex plate from B&M or TCI, and that specific one I think was TCI. And yeah, it is a workable solution. Yes, it has been a troublesome solution, but we've made it work. The starter's not even that expensive. I think it was $160 US, something like that. So, and it's a Mopar one, so it'll be pretty good. So now that that's sorted, we can get stuck into the rest of the car. We need to do the radiator, the wiring, fuel lines, oil lines, all that sort of stuff. But you're going to see all of that on a future episode of Carnage.